In this video, we'll talk about using the scanner CryptoTracky, and the link to this tool will be down in the description, as well to the links of tools or charting tools that I use here in this video. Now, I'll share with you a couple trades I've done. We're still in the testing phase, but I think we're going to actually pick up this tool to actually use. Right now, I'm using it on Kucoin, and all of my trades have been in the green. And I think I'm using this backwards, but maybe backwards from the way it was intended, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll share with you how I'm using it and some of the trades I've done, some of the trades we're currently in, and you can see it right now. So basically you can go here and you'll see here I've changed it up a little bit. I've added the time frame 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. I think it doesn't have the 5 minute, 10 minute, or 15 minute. I think it starts at the 30 minute. But all I did is added 1, 5, 10, and then saved. And then I didn't change the minimum volume maintainable. I'll be testing that. Now here's an example. So we're in a trade. We're actually in. Did we do Dragon? DRGN? I don't think we did DRGN, but we're in RPX and XRB right now, and I'll share that before we go to the trades. But basically, I think the way that this scanner is supposed to be devised to be worked is that you're supposed to see the green and you're supposed to ride an uptrend. Okay, I'm not a breakout trader. I can't say that. I do breakouts, but I like to do stuff like this. So you'll see here on XRB and RPX. Notice how there's negative volume here. So there's negative volume, negative volume, negative volume, negative volume, right? Same with RPX, negative volume, negative volume, negative volume. I like to see that, okay? I like to buy when other people are selling, when things are getting cheap. That's where I like to buy, okay? And so you'll see here, it stopped eventually, and you'll see it's starting to uptick right now. So RPX, let's go to Kucoin. And let's look at RPX. So you'll see here we have an open order right now, or we already have an order that we bought on at 2236, right? So 2236 is right here, and the actual numbers are small because we always test our strategies on small numbers before we kind of go in heavy. 2236, and then as I go up here, we're already up 4%, not bad. Now I have an open order here. Actually, I don't have an open order here. So we will create an open order right here live. So there should have been an open order already created. And where will we exit? We'll probably exit right here, maybe right here. So we'll exit at 22. Well, let's see, where do we enter? We'll exit right here. So we'll exit below this tick mark. Now you notice I'm exiting. Some people, you might wonder, well, I like to get out before other people will look to get out, and most people will try to maximize most of their profits by going all the way up here. I'm looking at where is the various support and resistance lines, where has various things been cashed out. Yeah, it might moon. We have another strategy for that. But so what we're going to exit out, we're going to actually exit probably a little shy 9%. So I probably could do just below this tick mark. Actually, I'll do that. So 2487 is where we'll exit. So we'll do 0.0002487, and we'll just do the full 100%. We're not going to try to build any free coins here for now. And we will sell this and confirm. And you'll see now we have a sell order in place. All right. So basically you just saw we acquired, and what happened, how this worked is that I think we probably bought a little bit ago. I don't know. But we saw this trend here, right? This trending down. And then we acquired, and you see it's starting to turn now. Okay. So let's look at XRB now. All right. Let's look at that trade too. And you'll see something similar. Hopefully this is clear. So it looks like we might be down in XRB, and we are. That's typical for us because we're buying on downtrends. So we might have bought a little early here on this one. This one here too, we typically don't buy when we're at the top of the chart here. So when we're not at the top of the chart, but where there's been a huge run like this, until this base here is confirmed, right here that we're on, until this base here is confirmed, right? We don't typically buy in, just because I like to see this base confirmed. And typically we would buy below this base. The reason why we did is we're testing kind of strategies on this, right? And you'll see here, we did a buy at 12.8505, right? Which is up here, right? Up here actually. And then our exit, we're looking to exit at 14.575. So up here, right around here, right? For just about 10%, okay? Most of the trades we've done on here, I'd say, we're averaging, well, let me see. We're averaging 17%, 12%, 11%, 14%, 18%. So, you know, we're doing pretty good percentage-wise. And actually on RPX right now, we're up 4%. So let's look at one more chart. Now, I'll just go back here just so it's clear. Well, actually, let's look at DRGN, right? Let's go. Oh, I didn't know that. You can actually click on that. Cool. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day, don't you? So you can click on that and open the chart. Now, that's pretty handy. I will remember that in the future. So let's look at DRG, and let's say where will we actually trade. So this just hit the exchange on 12:30. And you'll see here it's downtrending, 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 downtrending. And what does, let's look and see what the 45%, 47%, 57%. You didn't get a jump here. That's a little concerning that it dipped here and you haven't got a jump here. Now you did get a little bit of a response here, which is 24%, right? Now I'm looking at 8-hour candles too. That's the other thing to keep in mind. So we were looking at 8-hour candles, and let's go here. Yeah, this looks a little normal. So here's the bottom of the base that's been formed since it really had its first run up right here, okay? And you can see already there's been people that are already buying up the price since it's dipped, right? So I think what we would do is we would acquire, there's a little bit of a wall here, right? We would look to acquire at 131, right? So what you can do is you can look at the actual order book, and you can see that wall right here at 1.7, and then maybe right here. Do we even have any funds? I don't think we have any funds. Let me see. I think we have all of our test. Yeah, so we have all of our test actual capital in play right now. Okay, so we can't move on this trade. But what we would do is we would most likely enter where I just showed you. So we're out of, actually, let me see if I can do max. Yeah, we're out of all, I think we're out of all capital for our test capital here. So we'll have to maybe put some more in here so we can test these trades. But you'll see here, we would enter above this wall here. And we would enter a little bit above it because people are going to start jumping ahead when it comes down to here, right? And if we want to enter this trade, we'd like to enter right around here. Ideally, I'd like to enter down here, but I don't think it'll get here, right? So ideally, I'd like to enter right here, but I don't think it's going to get there. And where would we exit? On this one, we probably would exit right about here, 17%. So we might be in this trade for a couple days, but that would be our exit. I'd be comfortable with that exit. You know, I'd have to analyze the chart a little bit more, but basically that would probably be a couple days, maybe a week. Could be longer, you know, it could downtrend. So, you know, but all we would need is some kind of spike, you know, some kind of run on this as well. So, that's what we would do at this scenario. Now, once again, this started at this tool. Let's look at LA. See how LA's trending down? RPX is actually going against us now, so that's fine. But LA means we could have got a better price, but that's on the 5-minute and the 10-minute. So let's look at that just to kind of see where we're at actually. So we're down to 2.73% on that now. So it always shows the 8-hour, which is actually good. Actually, if you think about it, so we're down. We're ideally we're down to where we probably should have purchased. Now, if we actually go here in the 8-hour, the 8-hour is actually good to look at. You can see it's down for the 8 hour. You can also see that it's got a lot of movement down. It can go down 30%. That's why we don't like to enter trades at this level. So typically we don't, but this has had a run, and we looked at some analysis and it might continue. But percentage wise, this is a risky trade because of, on its previous runs, what did it do? It dipped, right? On its previous run, what did it do? It dipped, right? So you could just, at a cursory level, look and see that, yeah, it could do another run, because sometimes it does double run ups. So you'll see here, here's a run, and then here's another run. Remember, we're on 8 hour chart, 8 hour bars, right? Okay, here's another run. So in looking at the chart and analyzing it, we made the assessment that it could trail back here, and then it could run up, right? So ideally, if we were looking at the 8 hour, you'd want to buy down here if it does trail back. But the interesting thing on some of these things is that a lot of people are trading, and we even trade off the 1 hours, right? So you can see this price action right now, and it's the half hour time frame right now, is the middle. There's a battle, a slow battle, because this isn't like super volume, but a battle going on at this price right here, right? So this could easily turn green, right? And this could easily turn green to like the 2 or 3% side. Now, if that does, breakout traders will look at that, and other people will want to ride it up, right? So that would be positive for us. Now it could turn red, and that could also mean that people that are looking to buy the dip see it as an additional deal, and then there could be an overreaction, right? So that's really what we're looking for in that trade. Let's go back here. Let's see if we can see something. XRB, Poly. See, I think this tool has been designed for like the green. Like, so if we go to KCS, I think this tool has been designed so that you ride actual pumps, or you get in with volume. I haven't tested that strategy yet, so we're on the 8 hour. Wish there was a way to change that just to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour here, I mean, look, you can see there's been volume. The way to look at this, right, is that 270 minutes ago there was a 4% jump in volume. 240 minutes there's 1.6. So it's declining. Ideally, if you see a pump, you'd like to see it actually happen. Like, you'd like to see it increase, right? The other thing is that you want to catch it early. So that's why we have the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minutes. So you'll see here RPX is starting. There's a 1.2, 2 point. It's down, so a little bit of profit taking, 2 point, and then on the 1 minute, there's nothing. Now that can change in the 5 minute again, but you see there's kind of an increase of actual, this 15 minute we talked about before, but the 2%, sorry, is there. It's been a long day, is there. So you'll see this is starting to turn green, right? Now it's starting to turn red. So if we go to like the 30 minute, we'll see. This could, if it turns green, and this is just, once again, the psychology sometimes of this market. If it turns green, the people that are breakout traders will trade the breakout. If it turns red, the people that buy dips will see it as a deal. They'll look at this probably as a resistance area. They'll look at this as a resistance area. They'll look at this as a resistance area. And I know it's hard for, like, without drawing lines. And can I draw lines? The charting on this isn't the best. Yeah, there's no charting tools here. That's the other reason why I don't like this platform all that much. But you see there's multiple resistance points. So from here, that's the other reason why we bought. There's multiple kind of resistance points in this range, right? On kind of a 5% downside. Where we bought from, so we're still 1.2% up. So if we go so from this range, we said there's about a 5% resistance points. There's multiple resistance points within 5% on the downside for us, right? So that's why we bought at this level, right? Ordinarily, we'd look at the chart and we'd say, well, it's beyond the value range of where we'd like to buy, so we wouldn't buy there. One of these days, I'm going to actually do a video that is only like 5 minutes long. So one of these days I will. I don't know when that day will be, but one of these days I will. XRB, have we looked at that? So I think that's the one we mentioned. we overbought on. So once again, this is the one on the run. So this is why it's a prime example why you don't really typically buy on when something just runs like this and it hasn't created another base. Okay. So it might. So here's the thing. It's got an opportunity to bounce off this resistance level, this base at 3% below, right? So from there, we'll be down 5%. Ideally, we'd like to buy below this base and then have it ride back up, right? But once again, we looked at it and we wanted to test the strategy. This isn't our typical trade. Our typical trade, like I said, when I say value area, and there's more videos on this. Let's go to the one day, right? Auto. Yeah, that's great. I like when these charts just like perfectly look good right away and you don't have to move anything, but obviously that doesn't happen. So what's a value area? Real quick, a value area is where does most of the trading happen? And I can say right now, I do this in my head, so I don't draw this stuff, but the value area for this asset is right here. That's the value area, meaning where does most of the trading happen? We're looking at the daily chart. Most of the trading happens in this value area, all right? Of course, it dips below and it dips above. You just notice when it dips above, when it goes above, it gets rejected, and then it retests it and it gets rejected, right? And it never kind of retests, and not it never. The first retest usually doesn't get close to that first rejection. That's why you're drawing it here. It's the value trading range, right? And then here it always, not always, but when it goes down, then eventually it hits the bottom, and then it will rise, right? So it just got into, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the middle of where the buyers and sellers equally disagree or agree, right? So we're at the kind of middle point of, and you'll see here, this line that I have here, it's been rejected on the daily, the middle point of the value area that I drew, right? So if plus Coinigy doesn't have Kucoin. So that's the other annoying thing about this, is that Coinigy doesn't have it. So it was rejected here on the 1 day so far, right? So we're in the middle of that area. We're kind of in the middle of the value trading area. So when you look at this trade, hopefully this is clear, the percentage wise, meaning the percentage of every trade you enter is a 50-50 anyways, right? That's just the way it is. But where we're at in the value aspect, the value channel of this asset, there's even more of a 50-50 based on kind of the charting analysis in the value channel that it could go up or down. Ideally, we like to buy at the bottom of the value channel because there's a higher percentage that at the bottom of value channels, that asset will go up. If it's below that, there's even a better percentage. There's even a better percentage that it value that it will actually go up, right? Percentage chance. There is another chance too that it could create another value channel. Like here, if it went down here, it would create another value channel down here, and then there'd be another value channel of trading. Okay, but usually then it will go back and retest it at some point in time in the future. Usually, sometimes it can go lower and create another value channel. So that's why you want to have stop losses and everything else. But this is an example of probably not the best trade to do, but and once again, I went way beyond explaining just how to use this tool, but I always like to include a little bit more on trading and everything else. So maybe I'll do an update on if we got out of this trade or if we got stopped out. We'll see. But it's definitely something to check on. Right now in RPX, we're back up. So right here, RPX is starting to trend up. So see, once again, this is fluid. On these low volume charts, this can change in a kind of an instant, right? And we're at the 40 after the hour. So the best case scenario on this trade at this point in time for us to exit earlier is that for it to trend up here and to close, maybe up here, right? So to close green up here, you'll see it starting to trend down. But the best case scenario is for it to close up, and then that looks like an uptrend, and other people will then ride the uptrend up. thinking that it'll go up and everything else. So that's the key. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this video provides some information on how to use this tool here. I've found it to be very helpful in finding kind of things that are looking to be good buys, right? Where you just really have to be mindful of is sometimes be a little bit more patient on your entry, right? I think we've been a little aggressive on our entries. It's worked out so far for us, but I think you can be a little bit more patient on your entry, and I think this tool is a good handy tool to kind of see that without having to look at charts or put alerts. All right, that's all for this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You will see links for Twitter, Discord, and various other things down below, so definitely check the description.